You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. All right, say hi to everybody. The Arizona Law Firm. We got the podcast rolling. So we're talking about what's going on over there in Utah, Charlie Kirks stuff, and some things going on as far as the court and all that jazz.
So I didn't really watch it. I started to, but I didn't finish it. So I think it was just a status. I don't even know. It was like I think he'd been arraigned before. I actually don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But now he has counsel, and so.
So for the viewers, that means he has lawyers.
Yeah. He had one appointed to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says they hired the Menendez brothers' original attorney back in the day. So I haven't really, I don't know if there was a guilty or not guilty plea. I don't.
Oh, with Menendez?
No, with yesterday with Tyler.
No.
Mr. Robinson.
No, Mr. Robinson's going to have, this is
I'm going to look
just,
it up right now.
this is preliminary stuff. You can look it up
So
if
what
you
does
want.
that mean? Yeah.
This means that the judge is calling it. They're setting dates. They're saying, okay, we're coming back this date. What kind of discovery is out there? That means evidence. They
did talk about that a little bit.
The prosecutor has to share all the evidence with the defense squad, because I understand there's a defense team here, which really makes no never mind if it's one person or a team.
Yeah.
And so every lawyer has a team, or most do. There's very few that ride their pony solo. So usually there's
well, especially with this kind of a case, right?
Well, I mean, if we have a case like this here, we've got a handful of paralegals, we've got an investigator on site, we have a handful of attorneys, and we're all kind of looking at it. One of us is going to court each time. That doesn't mean the cavalry's going ever, but the attorney goes to court each time, but comes back, boom, we've got this, and that. But in this case, which
here's
one?
The defense team. There's three. This is the woman I think was appointed to him. And she's also representing in another kind of high-profile death matter, I believe.
Okay.
And then, so they didn't have him come into court for safety reasons, and he was just seen over the,
Teleprompter.
Yeah, virtually.
It was a virtual
So
hearing.
it's the same, as the first time. It looks like they just asked for more time to gather. So one or both of these men is Menendez brothers team, the original defense team.
Okay, and they're both serving life in prison, so...
Yeah. Well, they admitted, I think. Didn't they or no?
Oh,
I actually don't know that case very well.
We suppose that's the same case here. As far as... So there's going to be a lot of public speculation. There's already been so much ado about, oh, Israel's involved, or, oh, this is happening, or, oh, this is happening.
Oh, my gosh, there's so much.
And so there's so much smoke surrounding, because people love themselves a good conspiracy. And there very well may be some truth to some of these things. There may not be. Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to go with the path that makes more sense. Having defended these things for years and years and years, I'm more inclined to go, what's up with that roommate? What's up with his cell phone and the information I'm finding on his cell phone? What are the websites that he's on? And let me start rolling that direction, which I'm assuming is happening. If I'm on the prosecutor side, that's what I would be wanting to see as a defense attorney.
So
I'd want to see what's going to hang my client, or where am I strong, where am I weak.
Right. Right. That makes sense.
But as of right now, with Robinson, you've got we
have an ongoing investigation, right? Even according to Kash Patel, his tweeter,
which is a Utah case. So Kash Patel has very little.
Well, apparently this is a federal court. Apparently.
I don't think so.
No?
No?
That's what I thought too, but...
No, Utah names their courts, and it seems like they might be federal because they're fancy sounding.
Okay.
They're not.
Yeah, no, it had said because so the judge had let's see. He asked the judge Monday for more time to review the large amount of evidence in the case before deciding if the defense will seek a preliminary hearing. So what's that?
Okay, so right now, all this was like the first day of school for
Okay.
everybody to kind of understand. It's like the first day of school. All right, you show up, you've got your backpack, and your mom bought you the right pencils and a couple of pads of paper and whatever else was on the syllabus
Yeah.
that you got when you met the teacher, and you get your lunchbox with
Get to know who's who kind of thing, and what
you got your A-team lunchbox or the Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox on hand, and you're ready to rock and roll. Or you've got Knight Rider, or I'm
Okay.
dating myself, but that's a Batman,
what is that?
but not
I'm
the
joking.
Batman movies, like the old school Batman TV show. That was a big one.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, you have yourself that, or E.T., which I never thought that was that cool, but
You did it?
other people around kind of did. Red Dawn. Anyway, let's carry on.
Red Dawn.
Well, it's a different dish soap than Blue Dawn,
Stupid.
and so it is what it is. So what happens here is you've got a hearing that's going on, and it's like the first day of school.
Okay.
All right. And you show up to the first day of school, and inevitably you get sent home with a few more things that mom has to go get from the store every time. Oh, you need to have this kind of slide ruler. Oh, you need to have this kind of calculator. Oh, you need to
Yeah.
have this kind of this and this kind of that. So this is the first day of school. And so the attorneys get to kind of look at this thing and go, all right, there's a boatload of evidence here.
Okay.
We've met already, because I'm sure they met already prior to this and said, all right, here's the scheduling order.
really?
Here's,
The attorneys did?
yes,
Okay.
prosecutor, defense meet together or
That was a
communicate
question I had.
or communicate. And they say, okay, well, this is the time frame. This is how much we got going on. This is kind of where we're going. So the defense attorney has a pretty good idea of where they're going, a better idea than anybody else.
Okay.
And
So,
go ahead. I don't
okay,
want to confuse what I was trying to get
Go
to.
ahead.
So I was
I'm
just
sorry, I
trying to
didn't-
finish this
yeah,
case.
please. Well, it's the same case.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to finish the procedure.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you meet, then you go and you tell judge, we met.
Okay.
We met. We met.
So
We're
there's no-
bodies now. We're bodies.
There's no guilty or not guilty at this.
No.
Okay.
We are maybe a year or two away, maybe
Seriously?
3 from that
From
bad
a
boy.
arraignment?
Yeah, no. An arraignment's already been had. That's a not guilty plea.
Yes, that's why I'm. And he put
That's
in
been had.
a not guilty plea.
Yeah, of course. You don't have this arm wrestling.
Okay.
You don't have this. Look,
So
if
he did
says,
this without. He did that without an attorney present.
Yes.
Last time. I see. Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense. That's what I was. All I
the
was trying to
judges
find
don't
out.
even let you go not guilty in something with this kind of
Oh,
gravity.
without an. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't without somebody.
He would
holding
have just
your hand.
automatically
right.
put that in. So. Okay.
And people get jammed up on that. It's really semantics. Let's say
Okay.
that I shot the sheriff.
Even if he was going to plead guilty, the judge would put a not guilty first, just to precaution, because he doesn't have it.
Let's just say I shot the sheriff. I sung the song, so we're gonna go with that one. I shot the sheriff. I did not shoot no deputy,
Okay.
but I went in there and I go guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I just exposed myself to the full extent of the law. It didn't say, why did I shoot the sheriff? It didn't say that, hey, the sheriff was trying to run me off the road and he was torn, hunk, and drunk, and I had to roll out of my rig because he threw a grenade at it, and then, I returned fire, and that's
Wow.
why I shot the sheriff.
Ooh.
None of that. Okay? No other story even south of that story.
Got it.
So I just cold blood shot the sheriff, guilty, boom, and now I'm hung from the highest switch. Okay, so that's why. So it's semantics. When you say not guilty, it doesn't mean you didn't do something wrong. It just means you're in here to arm wrestle out the best fate you can for yourself.
Okay.
And if you are innocent, you're going to wrestle that out too. So it's everything in between.
Okay. So the judge had also issued a really stern warning to President Trump to limit his commentary, his public commentary, which got me thinking that he's not the first judge recently to issue stern warnings towards Trump about his interference and opinion about a legal case. And so it got me thinking about.
Well, this just took a turn. Okay, so it really didn't. Let's stay focused. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we don't need any more fire here, and this has nothing to do with you. All the other judges in which you're referring to had something to do with him or policies he's trying to do.
Yeah, like one of the remember the Idaho 4?
Oh, yeah, the Idaho case.
He had a comment, make him, judge so-and-so, make him say why he did it. There's no nothing, like that's, he makes it public.
All right.
Well,
with a stern warning, that's fun. Look,
but
it
this
would
one
be best
doesn't matter
this
to
doesn't
him
have,
because this is his ally. Do you know what I mean? It's Charlie Kirk, and he wants.
So let's say that there is.
It's personal.
Sure. And so let's say that there is a case wherein you are working years ago when you cut hair for a living. You remember that? And one of your and one of the gals that got you the job at one of your favorite places you've ever, worked or whatever the case might be, and you're just loving life and you guys have a grand time and you go to lunch, 3 of the 5 days a week or 6 days a week. You work pretty brutal schedules back then, making people pretty. Okay, so let's say that person is accused of, or that person is killed, is murdered, okay? And the murderer is being tried. And you start popping off on social media and you use LPH, and you decide you're going to sue the person that shot your friend. How much are you going to get? So it doesn't matter if he's an ally, a buddy, close friend, locking arms. It doesn't matter. This is not he did not hold political office. Okay, he's not an appointee.
No, I understand.
I was
wondering about
for a judge to say, "Hey, keep it down, White House."
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's fine. Because White House can do nothing about this particular specific thing. They can say, "Hey, let's suggest a Charlie Kirk Day. Hey, let's suggest this. Let's do this. Let's do that." That's all outside of what we're dealing with here. Does that make sense?
Of course.
And so you have to have what's called standing. And so Erica Kirk has standing. The judge will listen to her.
But you didn't hear my question.
Oh, I did.
Well, let me know if you want me to hear my question.
Oh, sure. I want to hear your question.
Well,
let's hear it.
What is the line between, because a lot of accusations were made in the beginning, by Trump, so Kash Patel was in a congressional hearing and said that they were investigating more than 20 other people on a text strand with who may have been accomplices or involved at the very least. It's a lot more than that, than 20, he said, and they're running that down right now. So all this information that gets out into the media, and Trump, I love Trump's commentary personally. I think he's hilarious, and I think it's funny. I think it represents real world,
feelings.
Yeah, real people. There's no nothing. Tell us why you did it.
Right.
But in the beginning, the left, doing this and the, so and so, feeding and so him with his influence and then all this other info that keeps getting out and current info, does that hurt a case legally? Does that interfere with it?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
It could potentially. What is concerning to the judge here is only one thing. Could this potentially make a jury impossible to select?
Right.
That's their only focus. Their focus is this person's been accused. These are the facts that are accusing him. These are the accusations. And this is our process. Okay? So they're just in process.
Yeah.
Right now. So this fella, whether he shot Charlie Kirk or whether he did not, this is the process. Okay. And so the legal process will work its way through. The evidence will be, back and forth. And this is a very important hearing in that it shows progress of we've got a plan, we've met and conferred, is what you call it. And here's our timeline. Here's what we're asking. And the court typically will honor the timeline that the defense attorney and the prosecutors come up with, because that's hashed out in good faith. Sometimes there's some disputes there, and that's why the judge there is to referee those disputes and say, look, we need this, and that stat. We need this right now. Why they've had this for this long? Why do we not have it?
So if it's still in investigation mode, how can they prosecute, or how can they move forward or defend if it's not completed? You know what I mean?
Okay,
if the investigation's not.
Here in Arizona, they have what's called a Rule 8, which is otherwise known as a right to a speedy trial.
Yeah.
Okay? And so Robinson is in jail right now.
Right.
And so your right to a speedy trial is, if he were out on bond, he would have a little bit more time to his right to a speedy trial because he's out on bond. He's not being held, incarcerated. But it's a shorter period of time if he's held in incarcerated.
Yeah.
Here he's in jail. Okay, so he has a right to a speedy trial. I don't know what that might be in Utah, but he has a right to a speedy trial because that's a constitutional right. Every time they continue the case, they pause that. They
Like
push
the
pause.
the defense.
Yes, the
Okay.
defense. They pause that to where that time frame isn't running. It's paused. Then there's another hearing. That's why there's so many hearings.
What is a speedy trial? What's the?
You have a constitutional right to a speedy trial.
What does that mean?
It means they can't just throw you in jail and just have you there indefinitely. Well,
like how long? Once the clock starts ticking, how many? What's
here
the
in
amount
Arizona,
of time?
I believe it's 120 to 140 days. I could be wrong, but I'm close.
Kind of thing.
Is 140 days before it needs to be in trial. If you're in trial, if you're incarcerated. I think it's like 180 if you're not. I believe those are
something like that.
Yeah, I believe those are the two numbers. I could be off a little, but I'm not off much.
Okay.
You don't research Rule 8, and it has changed a little bit in the last few years. And so, but nonetheless, it's a pretty short duration of time.
Okay.
I pay close attention to it when we're in the middle of something, okay? So if I'm looking at something and I'm getting the runaround with the prosecutor, I stop waiving time.
You stop waiting time, and
Yeah.
so the clock ticks
The clock's ticking. So it's a shot clock, and they don't even realize it half the time. I stop waving time, then I don't do it again, then I don't do it again. Now they're paying attention. At some point, they're like, I've heard that a few times now.
They better get their shiz in order, like their ducks in a row.
Right, because their ducks aren't in a row. So that might be now I don't know what the defense goal is here, to keep him away from the death penalty, to
I don't.
find him, to fight this thing all the way through and see if they can't find him not guilty. I don't know what that is right now, because they have exclusive conversational rights to Robinson.
Of course, yeah.
And they represent Robinson, only Robinson, not the rest of the population, not everybody else, not the Israelis, not the people that are being thrown around that, there's a conspiracy here, and it was a shirt lapel, or it was this, or it was that. It was the guy that dropped his drawers in the crowd. It was
who they say was at 9/11 at the site.
There's a lot of who says. I think that's a new word.
Joe Rogan said that, so Joe Rogan.
Well, if the Rogan said that, it must be true.
I'm just joking. I really don't know.
All I'm saying is it's kind of funny that this is just literally showing up to class for the first time.
Okay.
And so he's already been arraigned, so that's meet your teacher. Now you show up and I need this sliding. And so it's just basically this is the parameters of where we're at today. Those parameters are elastic. So they might change a little bit through time. They always do.
Huh.
A little bit more time's needed for this, they didn't foresee. A little bit more time's needed for that, they didn't foresee.
If he waives his right, I've heard you do that for some.
Often.
Right.
Almost always.
And so what does that do exactly?
Well, it pushes pause on the time, and it gives us more time to prepare a better defense.
Okay.
So let's say that I've got a subpoena into Snapchat, which used to be a big thing for some of our minors that were accused of sex offenses and things like that.
Jeez, yeah.
And the Snapchat where they find it to be empowered that they can take a picture of or send a message of something incredibly inappropriate, and then it disappears like in the night, right? But it's held
by Snapchat
for a time. And so if you're quick enough on it, and then it became for a much longer time.
Really?
Yeah, at the beginning it was only for a little bit of time, and then after Snapchat started getting sued at right, left, and forward, they started keeping it in their vault.
It's like surveillance footage? Like
Kind of, yeah. Okay. It's kind of anyway, and so hence we haven't heard Snapchat much in a long time. It's probably still out there, but it was a big deal there for a minute. And so, my best defense is to get that Snapchat info because it shows the true conversation back and forth between my minor victim, my minor accused, my 14-year-old kid, 13-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid. We've had quite a bit of kids in there. I mean, we had an 11-year-old. But once you get the other half of that entirety of that conversation, that case is almost shot right out the window. Yeah, I need that. So I'm going to waive time. Because I'm sitting here sitting on my thumb, waiting for Snapchat to get back to us at some point. And when we get that information, bada bing. Sometimes we're waiting on other types of things, but it's always to bolster the defense.
And how long does that give you?
We've had cases go years. We've had cases go 3-4 years.
Not almost indefinitely, or like as long as you need.
Yes, if
not
it's
indefinitely, but
within reason. Within reason. I mean, there are judges that are sticklers that will really keep the pedal to the metal, but those are certain types of cases wherein all the evidence is gathered, been reviewed, and been passed over. Judges aren't as patient in that scenario. Like, for example, a DUI. That's a 20-minute workup. Okay, it's a 20-minute investigation. It's a stop. It's a citation. They pull the blood. Da-da-da. I mean, or they blow in the little breathalyzer and away you go. It's 20 minutes. It's not a whole lot of investigation going on there. So those run quick. Those are 2-3 month long. When they get long in the tooth, 5 months. But they run pretty quick. And the only reason they might run a little bit longer is because we might want to retest the blood. Or we might want to interview the police officer and they're not available for a certain amount of time. Da-da-da.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. So what will be next?
If, in my opinion, that preliminary hearing that they're discussing, that they're probably that they oftentimes waive. We most of the time waive those because they're worthless.
Yeah, what do they do at that?
Preliminary hearing is just here's where we're at right now, and here's our disputes. Okay, they're saying we can't have this. We're saying we want this. Da-da-da-da. There's disputes. We need you, referee. We need you, judge.
Okay.
That's a preliminary hearing, and there can be many of those.
Okay.
Okay. They're not anticipating having a dispute early on. That will happen.
You think it will?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
It happens in every case.
Why?
And there's so many moving parts here.
Yeah, like what
There's so many. It's just a big case. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts. And so there's going to be disputes along the way.
Okay.
And those are called preliminary hearings.
Okay. And so it looks like Catherine Nestor is the woman, of course.
She's the public defender.
She's actually her own, but she was contracted with.
She has a contract with the state.
Yeah, because she's one of.
Well, she has to be certified to do a death penalty case, and there's probably not a whole lot of defense attorneys in on that list.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that. There's only so many people.
Yeah, you have to be certified for a death penalty case.
And I didn't know, what do you have to do to be death certified?
Death penalty case, a capital case, what they're called. You have to have had enough cases, trials. You have to have, I think, chaired a death case.
Like a co-counsel?
Yeah, a co-counsel, a death case. A certain amount of time. I think only once, but you have to have a certain amount of trial experience and then chair a penalty case.
Yeah.
And so there's a few things that you got to kind of check mark off. It's not terribly challenging.
Yeah. She
but
has
there's a to-do for
I
it.
didn't
though.
realize that there was that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just thought criminal attorneys.
It's very rarely, very rare is the death penalty sought.
Interesting.
I mean, a lot of the states don't even have the death penalty.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. Okay.
So, yeah, that judge is chewing out Trumpers. He's probably chewing out other people as well. But, calling out Donald, the Don. I would highly recommend that I wouldn't get in a pissing contest with the President of the United States if I was anybody. However, nonetheless, I do understand the reasoning for, hey, let's keep this thing chilling. Let's bring down the temperature here.
Yeah.
We're knocking. I got a guy that has to appear virtually because of all the heat around this.
Okay.
And I want to, kind of keep him alive. I don't want bullets flying at him because of retaliation is what they're worried about. Typically, the right or those that are injured by this type of thing, or those that are hurt by this loss of Charlie Kirk, they're not violent typically in their response. So most of this is let's keep the temperature down for both sides, because we're knocking at the door of a civil war.
That's nice. That's perfect.
You like that? You like that outro intro
or segue?
That segue.
Yeah,
okay,
that was
so
a great
then
segue.
go ahead and mark that for yourself.
I had one question though.
Oh.
27. One
Okay.
question. You're done. You're done.
I have one more question about the attorneys.
All right, we're going to keep going. She has one more question about the attorneys.
Well, that's okay.
Because
No, that's
it's-
okay. Next
because they're on U.S. Weekly. What's the question about the lawyers?
no, that's not why. That actually wasn't.
They're not going to be on a calendar.
What?
Okay, what's your question?
So with this person, so one of them represented Lyle Menendez, and also someone who planted the bomb, that bomb at the Olympics in the '96.
The Unabomber?
Sorry, no, I think that's someone else, maybe.
Okay, so
anyways, and then
so
also, the Night Stalker guy, looks like the serial killer. That man represented this. Why would he join this team?
well, they like money. There's a lot
Who's
of books.
paying?
They like money because after this is going to get a lot of eyeballs, a lot of books being written, a lot of eyeballs on this particular trial. This is a great publicity thing.
Okay.
To jump on that bandwagon quick. I was kind of surprised that Koberger didn't have a lot of that. I was very
you said that.
surprised.
And
Yeah, when we talked about that at length. But I was very surprised that they didn't have a lot of looky-loos or the who's joining in. But that's usually what does tend to happen here. It's strange because the reality is they're just kind of window dressing because they've already got a state appointed that's a freebie lawyer.
Okay.
And so she's going to be doing all the work, and these guys get to go, hey, hi, ho, ho, ho.
Really?
Bing,
Okay.
bang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Because they're California attorneys,
Mm-hmm.
so they were granted a pro hac vice.
Pro hoc vice.
Oh, pro hac vice
Pro hoc vice. It's Latin. It means you can practice here for this limited
for
scope.
this time. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's just interesting, and that's a quick.
Yep, quick way to
Green
get your
card,
face.
real fast,
Quick way to
work
get your
visa.
face in the news.
Interesting.
So it sounds like just a lawyer sponsorship.
They don't provide anything. You think?
Yeah, they
provide,
probably will. I would assume so. I would assume that they're gonna, do their
I
level
guess-
best to kind of help out, and they're gonna want to be in the know because the more they do know, the more they're gonna be able to spill afterward.
So interesting. Yeah, because I saw in there that to be able to do a death penalty case, you have to be the team. It looked like they had to have 6 felony. They have to have tried 6 felony death cases, and so together they meet that.
Okay.
Together they meet this requirement, the 3 of them. And I don't know the third guy. And stuff,
Okay.
but he's also from California, so I'm assuming he.
So
came
all
with-
in aggregate, they meet the requirements.
That's what it's.
Wherein
it's
this
what
gal
this-
meets the requirements all by herself.
I don't know if she meets him by herself.
She meets them all by herself.
Oh, she does.
Yes.
That's why I was.
Yeah,
wondering.
she's certified death or capital case.
Got it. That's why she's doing it. This
Yeah.
is can she do 2 death cases at once?
Sure. It'd be harder to do two DUIs at once. They move quick and a lot
Really?
of juggling balls.
Yeah.
These things are up and down, and a lot of grass
She
grows
must
in
be
between.
Gemini about. She's fat. Quick mind.
Might be.
Good juggler.
I need you to mark where we're mark it. This is the
We're done.
end of that one.
Okay, thank you.